The Big Show with Night and Day. Anytime is a good time for a thick shake from Night and Day.
Welcome.
This is big.
To the Hauraki Big Show.
Really big.
With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Wednesday afternoon, the 25th of September 2024. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day. And I got to say, Mogi, you've been talking the last couple of days about your perpetual hangover.
Yeah.
God, you're looking good today, though, mate. It feels like, I could be wrong.
Yes.
It feels like you've overcome the hump there and you're on the downward slide towards the weekend.
Well, I think the issue that I was having on the previous days was in order to get over my hangover, I was having hair of the dog.
Yes.
Sort of during the day and into the evening there. But now what I've done is I just started drinking it today at about lunchtime. And so I'm brand new. Feel great. Feel real good.
Are you sure you shouldn't just, stop drinking and have water and food and stuff and rest?
Good one, Keyzie.
Come on, Keyzie.
Yeah,
I mean,
come on.
What's that about?
What's that about? Yeah.
I tell you what, Keyzie.
What?
Actually,
Oh, yeah?
looking at you right now, mate, that you're wearing your caterpillar top. And I think, to be honest, it's my favourite one. Really fits you well. And
Well, it's
it
'cause
looks
it's in
good.
my size, yeah.
Because it's kind of camo too, beautifully ironed as always, and your bangs are looking buffy, and I'm liking it.
Hey, thanks, Jase.
You're welcome, man.
Do you know what Jase is wearing?
You better do it.
His weird hoodie.
Yeah.
The original weird hoodie is officially back, and it looks excellent.
Thanks, man. I've got to tell you about the weird hoodie. I think it's a female hoodie for a start.
Oh, I don't
Right.
think you can do. Yeah, I don't think you can.
Does it matter,
was
Jase?
that? Do you
Yeah,
think
that
it's...
was sexist.
Was it sexist? I'll play the sexism alarm just in
Hang on.
case.
What makes it a female hoodie, Jase?
Well, because it zips up from the left-hand side. Usually, I put the thingy on my right hand.
I know what you mean.
But it's this side.
On the
that
other
it
side.
zips up.
Yeah, you are. You're wearing a. Yeah, you are. Well, it's not a female, but you are wearing a woman. You are wearing woman's clothes, but that's pretty standy for you.
Yeah, well, it's not unusual.
There's
but,
also dandruff on the shoulders.
but I don't have dandruff, Keyzie. I've got
No,
really
you don't
oily
because
hair.
it's all
No,
on
it's
your
all on your
shoulders.
shoulders.
Now listen, and the reason that I'm wearing this particular weird hoodie today, it was my golf hoodie. The hoodie I was wearing for my first golf match was too baggy and got in the way, and this one fits me tight.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fits me tight and really shows off my buzzies.
Yeah, and because you're always going off the ladies' tee as well, eh?
Yeah, I do go off the ladies' tee.
I was just about to say that. Got him.
But just on that front, we've got some news, which we'll get into in the first break, because I've had a hell of a day.
To cheer you up, though, Jace, we've got a massive show ahead, including after 5:30, Scotty from Elemeno P.
Oh, yeah, cool. That's right. I forgot about that. Let's have a bit of she-hard to kick us off, eh?
Yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Foo Fighters there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon. Hump Day, fellas. Hump Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why do they call it that?
Oh, I just think because, it's the middle of the week and people are sort of going, oh.
I was at the middle of the working week. Is that where it comes from?
Yeah,
so it's like getting over the hump.
just sort of got to get on, then we're cruising towards the sort of weekend.
Right.
Tell you what, I had a hell of the morning this morning.
Hump morning.
It was a bit of a hump morning. It turned out to be a hump morning. It was going to be a great morning because I was meeting Keyzie to play golf. And I got up today, Mogi, and I even did something I never do. I ate breakfast.
What was on the menu?
Muesli.
Hey, funny, I got up and made porridge with stewed apple for extra energy. Oh, you don't like porridge?
No, I don't. Got a problem with that?
What did you have?
Muesli. With a bit of yogurt on top.
You don't like yogurt?
and some blackberries. Not blackberries, what are they called? The little the little fruits. Oh, God, it's just gone out of my brain.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, thank you.
Yeah.
Frozen
Also
blueberries there.
racist.
Do you know what the key is? Is to think, what colour are they?
Yeah, that helps.
Well, they look black. Now,
Support and extend.
and even because I was playing golf with Keyzie this morning and I did some stretching, Mogi.
Oh, yeah,
I even
what'd
did
you
some
stretch?
Just my glutes,
The truth?
my pecs. You know, as far as I could. I mean, when I say I stretched, I just sort of went, oh!
Bent over to pick up the durry that had dropped out of your mouth.
Yeah. I had a couple of durries, of course, and some
Did you-
coffee. Anyway, so I drive out there. I'm driving out there, And about 5 minutes before I arrive at the golf course, Keyzie rings me. And I see on my phone, Keyzie. And now, I've got to admit to something here. I still don't have a microphone for my car, so I can hear incoming calls, but I can't respond to them. So I hear Keyzie go, Jase! Jase! Jase!
Jase, you there?
Jase! And I was like, I can't respond to him because I've got no mic, so I just shut him down.
Well, now that I know, I'll just say the information.
Yes. He called 3 or 4 times.
Twice.
As I say, I was like 5 minutes away. I arrive at the golf course. She's shut down. Closed.
Right.
No go.
Coring the greens.
The greens.
They do that at the start of spring.
Yeah.
And I was so pumped and ready to go. So that was massively disappointing. I was like, ugh. And my wife had gone on a...
Did you know Keyzie?
No, I didn't know until I got there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you tell Jase?
Yeah, I tried to. Yeah, I called him seven or 8 times.
Yeah, it just didn't happen. So it was like, my wife, meanwhile, had gone off to have breakfast with my daughter. And then I said, what am I going to do now? And I said, I know what. I'll actually go to the fish and tackle shop because there's some stuff I need from a fishing rod. And I got to get some more sinkers and stuff.
A new reel?
And a new reel. I did buy a new reel later on in the day. But let me tell you, I drove to the fish and tackle shop, closed.
Oh, you're joking.
And I was like, you are kidding me.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Not bad for you.
So, and that was quite a way away from the golf course, by the way. So I went out of my way to go there.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, well, I know what I'll do now. What I'll do something practical this morning. And my wife had found this flooring place, which was quite close to us.
Oh, Lino R Us.
I can't remember what it was called.
Cheap as lino.
And
duck-proof flooring.
And she said, well, if you've got time after your golf, you can go in there and check it out. And I said, okay, so I'll go and do that.
Yeah.
So I Google mapped it, and I said, it's not too far from here, a little bit out of my way, but I'll go there. Closed.
Right.
Oh, what did you say when it was closed?
I just went, you are
far out.
Joking.
So I'd had enough by then and just went home and did a steamer.
Right. What time of day was this, by the way?
About 10:30
a.m.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, no question. I thought it might have been about 3 a.m.
Actually, it was pretty dark.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, the temperature app there. Tune, fellas. Love that tune.
It's all right.
I find it catchy.
It is a good tune. That first album is very good.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
It is very good. Hey, I think it's time for 1.5 Mogies.
1.5 Mogies.
Hey, Mogi.
Yeah, man.
What's 1.5 Mogies?
It's just where I talk about my daughter, really.
Oh, you and your daughter equals one.
Yeah.
Great
Because I'm
stuff,
a Mogi.
mate.
My daughter's a Mogi as well.
But she's like a smaller Mogi.
Yeah, she's like half the size of me, I guess.
Can I call her a mini Mogi?
She's a little Mogi there, a little mini Mogi. Yeah. Big day for our whānau today. Fellas there. It was her first. She's 5 years old. I should point that out. We had our first teacher parent interview.
Classic.
Or parent-teacher interview.
Parent-teacher, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they put it around that way. Actually, and I had a lot of chats with her, but we'll get into more of the other stuff later on. But I had a victory straight off the bat where I got an email from the teacher this morning, and it said, just come straight up to the classroom when you get here. And I was like, shit, completely forgotten about this. Completely forgotten about this. And not only that, my wife who was meant to be going as well, she's gone to work.
Right.
So I managed to get down there and sort of save the reputation of the family, which was good.
And
so,
did you give her a heads up, or did you go do it first? Go do the parent-teacher interview, and then you'll tell her about it later tonight.
Oh, look, no, she knows about it.
Right.
I've made it quite clear how disappointed I am.
Yeah. And rightly so.
So I went down there, and I'll be able to hold that over for her for the rest of her life, which is just great.
I'd imagine
that
so.
never gets old.
Oh, congrats, man. That's great.
Thanks, man. And so I went down there, and the teacher there, so what they do is they assess her on reading, numeracy.
Yes.
And what she's like as a person, what type of human she is, whether she's nice to people, empathetic. I'm not really interested in that stuff.
Right.
So I just said, look, let's just skip on to how she's going with the classwork. First in the class in reading.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Her reading is so good that the teacher actually asks her to help her with pronunciation of words.
Sure.
So the teacher can't pronounce
The
stuff.
teacher doesn't know what's going on.
And so they ask Mike Jr.,
Mogi.
to, wow.
Yeah, so she's often now, she just hasn't, she gets fed up and she tells the teacher to sit on the mat, and she'll read the book out.
Yes.
Because isn't the map on the wall? Okay.
Well, sometimes she does.
Yeah.
She throws her up against the map.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Then, of course, there's the numeracy. And they sort of generally what they'll do is they want to know whether she can count to 1 to 10 and recognise the numbers 1 to 10 on a piece of paper, whether she can count to 20 and recognise the numbers 11 through 20 on a piece of paper. They ran out of paper. They were writing down so many numbers that they actually ran out of paper in the whole school.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah,
I mean, that
yeah.
seems crazy. Like, because a box of A4 paper, like, there's a lot of paper there.
Well,
I know.
especially if you're just writing columns, you know what I
know.
mean? You could fit a lot of columns on one page.
I said, why don't you do it on a computer? You'd save all that,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
paper.
yeah.
That'd make sense.
But anyway, they've asked her to be the principal.
Wow.
She's 5, right?
Yeah.
Principal Mogi. Congratulations, that's crazy.
It's
That
not
seems
bad.
That seems quick.
Yeah. I mean, they were saying it's a record,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important in that scenario to let them socialise a little bit more, Mogi, before they take on those head positions.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's funny because I've obviously been to a lot of parent-teachers.
Sure.
Having 4 girls. And the last one I went to with my little one there at high school. And it became quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because teacher after teacher after teacher, the same thing.
Oh, God.
Your daughter makes me feel like a dir brain.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And they were like, I'm not even going to bother telling you what she's achieving because it's off the charts.
Right.
But I can tell you that I feel like a dir brain in her presence.
Sure.
But she's really lovely with it.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She knows more than me, but she doesn't let on and let everyone else know that she knows more than me.
They've actually kind of gone the other way at the school there. I was just talking to them before I left, and there's no more parent-teacher interviews for her. They've changed it to Mogi teacher interviews, and that's where my daughter assesses all the teaching staff there at the school.
Right.
Yeah, and gives them a rating.
Yeah, because it was quite funny because I was just going to say that in the end, they actually had my little one, my youngest, actually taking the parent teachers.
Right.
Because...
So you'd show up and then you'd have a meeting with her.
But she would, for all the parents.
Right.
Because she knew exactly the levels of where every student was at.
Right.
Often you'll find in these parent teachers, the teachers don't really have a clue.
Yeah.
They'll go, sorry, who's your kid again?
Yeah.
But my daughter was like, okay, Alex, he's here. He needs to work on this, and this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So is that why you always say off air that teachers are all dir brains?
Do I say that, do I?
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Fellas, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. I hear a bit of Green Day and all is good in my life.
I reckon, man.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah,
That's
man.
what music does for me, Keyzie.
That's good, Jase. It's the Hauraki Big Show, 4:37.
Sure is, man.
It's Wednesday
Is it, man?
afternoon. Fellas, Radio Hauraki, it's been around for a long time now. And when it first came on the scene, it was sort of rebellious, It was the one station where they'd play that rock and roll music. And
Yeah.
The devil's music.
The devil's music.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Still playing that now.
Absolutely we are. And if Green Day were around back then, hell, they would have played them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking about it last night. Are we, as announcers on the Drive show, one of the marquee shows, are we reflecting that sort of Radio Hauraki image in our personal lives? Are we rock and roll enough?
Is that rhetorical? Like, do you feel like you're rock and roll enough, Keyzie?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty rock and roll, but
you
not
are.
fully.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think...
What parts do you reckon are rock and roll about you?
Why I wear ripped denim sometimes.
Yeah, that's good, man.
That's true.
That Caterpillar shirt is pretty...
Because
rock
that's
and roll.
heavy machinery, right?
Yeah, and it's like camo.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think Mick Jagger had a fun account. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or did he put his wife to bed at 9 o'clock and then have a glass of port and play video games with his workmate Pug's son?
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
We don't know.
I've always kind of felt this, Keyzie, and I guess now's the time to bring it out. Is all these accounts you have is very un-rock and roll, and just on your Caterpillar shirt and stuff and your T-shirts and caps, they're cool. Just stop ironing them.
I don't iron my hat. I have ironed one hat once.
Actually, you're right. In terms of your caps, they're filthy and rock and roll, so that's cool.
Also, can I just confirm too, this isn't just about me.
No, but you were concerned about it. So I just thought you must have thought about it in terms of yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was like, but why should I be the only one who's not quite rock and roll when we look at you guys? You know, like for example, Mike eats rice and tofu every day.
That's right.
I mean, the most rock and roll thing you've done lately is get scurvy.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is pretty rock and roll.
That was unhealthy.
Although, as you just mentioned, you're on a 4-day hangover.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was meant to be off the booze for 100 days so I could prove to myself that I'm not an alcoholic, and yet here I am with a 4-day hangover. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's rock and roll. Yeah.
When I think about it in terms of me, being honest, being serious here for a second, fellas.
Really?
I just am rock and roll.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't...
You're wearing a woman's hoodie.
I don't... Yeah, but you see, that's my point, Keyzie. I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? Am I rock and roll? Am I not? I don't care, man. Whatevs.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
What time
in the house of Hoytey J.
What time did you go to bed last night?
About 7:30.
Exactly. That's 7:30 a.m. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's rock and roll.
How do you know it wasn't?
Because I know you. See, these are the things. Like dressing, for example, you're wearing a woman's hoodie for golf today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's
but maybe the woman whose hoodie it is, maybe she's rock and roll.
It's Courtney Love's hoodie, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's rock and roll if that's true.
Well, it totally is true. Would I tell a lie like that?
Definitely not on this show. All right, well, what about, do we party and do cool stuff that rock and roll stars do? So, Mogi.
I've been a partier in my day.
Yeah, okay. I had some friends over on Saturday night and I had a few beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I think about me in that sense, my overriding feeling is I am the party.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've certainly got the rock star arrogance.
Yeah, totally, man.
Yeah.
I've got that.
You know, whenever there's a gathering of more than 3 people, you sort of go in there, you sort of hover around the edges, and then you sneak out the door.
Yeah.
You smoke bomb, yeah.
Well, this
life
is
of the party.
When you're really rock and roll, everyone wants a bit of you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I've been doing it for 20, 30 years, and I'm just like,
yeah, fed up.
Do you do cool shit though?
Come back to the green room and we'll have a few beersies.
Was it like Keith Moon from The Who drove his Rolls Royce into
the
a pool?
Yeah.
You know, that's cool
I've
shit.
done that.
He choked to death on his own vomit as well. That was pretty rock and roll. Have you ever done that?
Keyzie?
Huh?
Because it's no good for you, Keyzie, puking into your mouth if you've sort of had a few too many responsibly, because you can't breathe out of that massive honker of yours. You'll be in real trouble.
Hey,
Yeah.
just on that, have you ever thrown up in another person's mouth, Keyzie?
pelican? Have you ever done that?
Have you done the pelican?
Guys.
Have you ever kissed a dude? That's rock and roll.
I don't.
Have you, Keyzie? Have you kissed a dude?
Have you kissed 2 dudes at the same time?
Is that rock and roll?
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't, but I can tee something up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We can go bumper to bumper anytime, brother.
What does New Zealand think? Are we rock and roll? Who's the most rock and roll? Head to the Hauraki Big Show's Instagram page there and have a vote, or text us 3483 and let us know what you think. And you can get a $50 night and day voucher.
See, we got this band here. I'm not even going to say who it is. Just play it, man. Loud!
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Radio Hauraki. Would you rather heli fishing or heli golf? Let's find out what this great New Zealander would choose.
Got to be honest with you, fellas, actually. I was really wanting to go for a fish today. Was hanging.
Oh, yeah.
Just go out there on the jetty and my 2 rods and sit there on my little chair.
All the fish out there just shaking.
Just going, passing me by. Hey, but I tell you what, it's a hell of a prize whichever way you go. Let's go to Clint from Tauranga. Clint, you mad bastard. How's life?
Very well, thanks, fellas. And you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good. How's Tauranga today?
Always beautiful down here, mate.
Yeah.
Whatever, Clint. Whatever,
When there's
mate.
cricket on.
Yeah, sure. Hey, now listen, what do you do for a crust?
I work in health and safety, mate, so trying to help people stop killing themselves, really.
Oh, what a
what a-
backbone.
massive
Yeah,
backbone.
good on you, man.
Huge backbone. All right, Clint, what are you running with here? Heli fishing or heli golf?
Heli golf, mate, all day.
Ah, good
Okay,
on you,
yeah.
Clint. And just confirming the helicopters have got doors and seatbelts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's the one, mate. That's all we need.
Good stuff, Clint.
And we'll
Stay
put
on the
cones
line.
out.
And our good mate Puxan in Studio B will look after you. G'day, Luke, you mad bastard. How's life?
Oh, g'day, flowers. How we doing?
Flower.
Yeah,
Oh,
very good,
g'day,
thanks,
Flower.
mate. Very good. Hey, Luke, what do you do for a crust?
Yeah.
I am a comms tech, which is kind of like a failed electrician, I suppose.
Oh, you don't need
Oh.
to explain it to us, mate.
Oh,
You're
mate.
a goddamn
Back, massive backbone.
A
Massive
flail
backbone.
electrician.
Now, tell me, Luke, what are you running with there? Heli fishing or heli golf?
Could I say a
I'm going to have to go with the
phallic-trician?
golf as well.
Oh, back-to-back golf sickos.
Goodness gracious. Good stuff. Hold the line there, Luke, and Puxan will look after you. And finally, Chris from Hamilton. G'day, Chris, you mad bastard. How's life?
Good, fellas. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks,
Can't
mate.
complain, babes.
How's the Tron today?
Oh, it's magnificent, eh? There's actually not a cloud in the sky. So,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
good weather down those ways.
I tell you
do.
what, it's lovely there in the old Tron. What do you do for a crust, Chris?
I'm just a jib stopper, fellas.
You're not
Hey,
just a jib
hey
stopper.
now.
How dare you?
Had a jib stopper come to my house today. He was a backbone.
The backbone of all backbones, a jib stopper.
Yeah, massive backbone. So what are you running with there, Chris? This is going to be a clean sweep for golf.
Not quite. I'm terrible at both, but the best thing to be terrible at on a nice day would be the fishing, I think, wouldn't it?
I reckon.
Yeah,
Good on
good
you.
on
agree
you,
with
man.
Good on you, mate. Stay on the line and Puxan will look after you. Good luck.
Cheers, fellas.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, fellas, would you like a would you rather question? Would you rather I asked
didn't
you a would you
answer. I
rather
didn't know.
would you rather ask you a would you rather question or would you rather I didn't?
I'd rather you did.
Fine.
Hey, Mike, would you rather smooch Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Evans, or Chris Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth. Well, has he wrapped up like Thor?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, Chris
What
Hemsworth.
was the third one?
Chris Evans?
Nah.
Nah, neither.
Captain America, that's a no for me.
Yeah.
Define smooch for me, Keyzie.
Sorry, Jase, you're not involved with this because you said no.
Define smooch for me,
Who
Keyzie.
would you go for, Keyzie?
That's a good question. Thanks, Mike.
He'd go all four.
I'd probably go Chris Pratt.
Would you go with Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy, another superhero?
No, I'd go Chris Pratt from
Parks and Recreation,
Parks and
when he sort of let
Recreation.
himself go and he's a real slob and covered in crumbs and that, didn't have a job or
Very
anything
funny,
like that.
though. He's hilarious. But he could
You
sing.
like a sense of humour. That's what the turn on is for you there.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, that's what I'd
Sense of
smooch.
humour, yeah.
Jace, what's coming up after 5?
Well, we've got an improv coming up. A big show improv, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And we've got Scotty from
Got him.
Elemeno P because they're going to be playing at, what is it, Rhythm and Alps?
That's it, mate.
Festival.
You nailed it.
That's right. It's Rhythm and Alps.
So he's going to be after 5:30.
That's exciting, isn't it, fellas?
He's a good bastard too.
He is. So make sure you stay tuned out there.
Good stuff.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike, and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope you're getting through your hump day tickety boo. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and
He's
that-
absolutely shit, that one.
Is that upstaging?
Hey,
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah,
eh?
ruining.
Ruining. Yeah.
fellas, two questions. We're officially in spring now, yes?
Yes,
Correct.
yesterday was the
tick.
day.
Daylight savings this weekend, yes?
Tickety tick.
Yes, tick. Oh, how good.
Apparently it's daylight saving.
No. It's daylight shaving.
Oh, shaving.
Yeah. Because you're shaving some of the darkness off.
Right,
Can I-
because I'd been saying daylight savings.
No.
Right, no.
But it's actually daylight shaving.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, last weekend, I had such a good weekend, and my wife and I actually ended up going for a drive out west there, and we saw the big cylinder where they store all the saving of the
yeah.
sunlight.
Yeah.
It's a bastard of a thing, man.
Yeah,
it's
it's a big boy.
huge.
It's a big
I
boy.
cannot believe that I've never noticed that
Yep.
before.
You mean
Huge.
shaving?
Saving.
Shaving. Savings.
Where they store all the savings of the night of the sun
Right.
for daylight savings.
I thought it was daylight shaving.
Oh, is it shaving?
Yeah.
Well, will they save all the shavings of the sun
Yeah,
for
yeah.
daylight
Hey.
shavings?
Speaking of shaving and savings, have you guys heard about Night and Day?
No.
They do delicious milkshakes, thick shakes, and super thick shakes. And they're currently running a Mogi special. So you walk in there, you ask for one
Are we
Mogi special.
practicing or is
What?
this on air?
This is on air.
Oh, right.
God, it's
okay,
unreal,
yeah.
isn't it?
This is going out to the nation. You get a long black
Oh, long black what?
coffee.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Why? What did you think?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I thought you hadn't finished your sentence.
yeah. No, I hadn't. Thanks for. You get a long black. You
Coffee.
Long black what?
Coffee. You get a little sort of spray bottle of moustache perfume
Oh, nice.
because
The
your
stinker.
stinks. Yeah. And obviously tofu
Yeah.
and some anti-scurvy tablets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How much
Vitamin
is
C
that?
tablets, you mean?
No, they're called anti-scurvy.
How much is that running at, Keyzie? $12.99?
$12.98.
Oh, that is
Wow.
a deal and a half,
Man.
man.
Get me some of that because that scurvy is kicking my ass.
Yeah, man. We should try eating a vegetable, man.
Okay, let's pull it together for God's sake.
Improv.
Have you got
Yes.
any eggplant I can eat? Keyzie?
Improv.
Yeah, man. Goes down well with a long black. Improv's up next. This is a tune.
Queens of the Stone Age.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Red hot chili peppers there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon, 12 minutes past 5 o'clock, which means it's time for
Quiet on set.
Sound Speed,
Lights.
Camera.
Action.
Now it's time for the Big Show Improv.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff for you, isn't it, Keyzie? It's an opportunity for you, who is you're a rock and roll radio DJ. You're pretty cool,
Yeah.
and you're trying to become an actor, which is an absolute piss take, really, because you've got no right. There's people that go through drama school and all sorts, and yet you think you can have a crack.
Just walk in there and just start acting. But yeah,
we're
Point
prepared to
taken.
give you a crack, man. So bit of training here is just going to do you the
Yeah.
world of good once you get out and about and do your auditions, etc. Auditions going pretty well lately, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hey?
they are going well.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah,
good
very
on
well.
you, mate. Very proud of you,
Very
Keyzie.
proud. So today's improv is going to be because I had my first parent-teacher interview today. It's going to be a parent-teacher interview for you two. Okay?
Right.
Can I be a teacher?
No,
Oh, what?
you were going to be until you asked me that.
I don't want. Can I be the can I be the parent?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
And
Suck on
Keyzie,
that.
you're going to be the teacher.
Yes.
Jase, your son, Pugs, is problematic, and Keyzie, you're going to have to break it to him that some things are going to have to change.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm teaching Pugs, and that's your son. All right.
And you just got to, he's coming in, and you're just going to tell him how it is, really.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right. Ready?
And action.
That's quite long. G'day. Are you young James's father?
Yeah, I am.
Hello. I'm Mr. Key. I'm his teacher. Nice to meet you.
Well, I tell you what, actually, Chris, is it? Talks
Yes,
a lot
but I'd prefer Mr. Key. But yes.
What, from me? I'm loving that Caterpillar T-shirt. That fits you well. He said you were a strapping guy, but my word.
Thank you. If we could just keep this on.
How long have you
your
had the
son,
mo for?
Pugs. 5 years now. You like that?
Yeah, it's hot.
Thank you. I think it is too. Hey, just about your son. I don't know if you've noticed this. He's 7 years old, and he's
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm sick of talking about him.
well, I haven't even got
Tell
a
me a
word
bit
in.
more about you.
Well, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I've done it for a number of years now. I teach your son.
Yeah. Are you in a relationship at all?
No.
Oh, it's my lucky day then.
Let's just say it's complicated.
Well,
Now, just about your son. He's
nothing
7.
wrong with a bit of complicated.
Speaking of complicated, your son, Pugsley, he's 7. He's shown up, and I don't know if you've noticed this. He's got all these weird tattoos that don't really make sense.
Sure. Can I just...
All of a sudden, Hoytey J sparks up a massive J.
And sorry,
Can I
sir.
just...
What?
It's okay if I smoke in here, is it?
Well, actually, it's incredibly frowned upon. Oh, how did you light that? So,
Ever had a shotty?
is that marijuana?
Have you ever had a shotty?
I don't think I'm at liberty to say.
Oh, well, let this be your first time then.
All right, give it here then. Anyway, Your son, he's
Can I tell you something, Chris?
what's that?
It's just between me and you.
Okay.
Oh, Bugsy isn't actually my son.
Isn't he?
Yeah, my whole marriage is a sham.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's a real issue.
I like men, and I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, right. No, totally. I'm getting that vibe off you, actually.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
he's shocking. Like, we're expelling him. But if he's not your kid, don't worry about it.
And scene.
Oh.
Really good.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
No, I feel like the two of you are really connecting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, we were.
You really were.
On many levels.
Do you want me to leave?
Well, no, because the scene's over now.
I would actually, Mogi.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Oh, yes, indeed. Audio Slave there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon. And got a very special guest in the studio with us this glorious afternoon. And it's Scotty from Elemeno P. And Scotty, can I start by saying I've got an issue with you. And I've got an issue with your band. It's been the bane of my broadcasting career. My inability to pronounce or say properly Elemeno P.
That's pretty good. You've done it twice in a row.
I'm doing it pretty good at the moment.
Yep.
But all my life I've struggled with. And I know that you guys are coming up, the fellas look at me like,
Here we go.
He's going to butcher it again.
Yeah.
Elemeno P. But having said that, great name for a band.
Well, thank you. It's odd, isn't it?
Yes.
And
It
it
is.
has taken a lot of people are the same boat as you.
Yeah.
We played a fest, Edge Fest, very early days, and Good Charlotte were in there.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And we were kind of worshipping them. Here come the Americans. We were all like chanting, "Here come the Americans!" All a bit, had a few, but I think we might have already played.
Sure.
And they go, "Oh, you guys must be that. You guys must be that band, Lemon Up."
Yeah.
So,
Who came up with that name, incidentally? Can you remember? Or was it
yeah,
a
it was
team effort?
It's about 22 years ago. So the guy that produced our first album, so like all the Tahoe and all that stuff, was a guy named Sam Gibson, worked for Neil Finn.
Right.
And we had a kind of working name called Pookie,
Yes.
which
You see, that's easier to say.
probably wasn't going to sit right. I'm glad that I shouldn't have even said anything. But he just goes, "Oh, you should call yourself Elemeno P, and don't spell it like alphabet, spell it phonetically." And,
Right.
And that's how it came about, and leave the gap between the, gap before the P.
So he
and,
had that. He had that loaded. He had that in his head for God knows how many years.
I don't know.
so it was
Yeah, maybe a
ripper.
little while. Yeah,
Yeah.
So we just went with it, and I liked it because it doesn't give you any kind of idea of what you like.
Sure.
So whatever
Yeah.
we presented as Elemeno P was what Elemeno P became.
Right.
Which actually was ideal for us, except for the people can't pronounce it.
Because is that because you didn't really know what it was you were going to be doing, or just
Oh, we fell in there hard and hit the roof. So we didn't know. It was all very unexpected.
Yeah,
Sure,
right.
sure.
We never played a gig until our first gig was opening for Sum 41 at a sold out power station.
Oh, in too deep.
Look, man. Yeah.
And Gibbo had never sung in front of a crowd and anyone before.
So then what
It was
is
the
the
first
story?
time he
This
sung.
is some pretty old stuff that we're treating over here then, but
Sorry
I just
about that.
assumed you're a bunch of people that ran into each other at uni or something like that and threw a band together. Is there some other story?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at least 10 years older than all of them, though, so I'd actually done a lot of stuff. But they knew other bands I've been in and seen me play, and they got me because they played me the demo of Tahoe.
Right.
And I thought it was just bloody genius.
Yeah.
They say, it was just like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. They said, oh, if we can get something going, do you want to play drums for us? I said, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, great.
But it was all about Dave and Justin. They wrote these 4 songs in their bedroom, which was like Hold On, Tahoe, Every Day's a Saturday.
Verona?
And not Verona, a little later. And so, they took them to the record company and bam.
yeah.
Too easy.
5-album deal with Universal, let's go.
You.
So you being, the sort of outer statesman, are you sort of like the guru of the band? Do they come to you for advice and they go, Scotty, geez, mate, I got myself in a bit of a conundrum here. Help me out.
They are way too arrogant for that.
Yeah, no, okay, cool. Fair enough.
No, I think at times I've been a little bit of a stable guy. The guy that's got a vehicle that gets a warrant.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And the guy that can kind of front a bit of cash when they need to get it, need to buy some tickets to do something here and there. But a lot of the time, we just ended up with this kind of deep kind of respect, but also disrespect for each other in ways. But
Like a love and disrespect.
but I had to trust those guys were the geniuses, Dave, Justin, and then Lani. Like I had to trust that what they were doing was the right stuff.
Must have been pretty tricky then. If they're mid-20s, you're sort of mid to late 30s.
I was like 36 or 7.
Yeah. I guess you still got a bit of lead in the pencil when it comes to going out and getting hammered, but they would have been going pretty good as well.
They were a lot. Yeah, I'm way worse now than I was then.
Right.
Yeah. So I was a sense. I remember actually I used to have this song I'd sing in the van after the shows going, drinking fools, and that was it. I was like babysitting some drunkards a lot of the time.
Yes, yeah.
And doing all the driving.
I tell you what, Scotty, we'll go to one of your... What track is it actually?
Well, he's mentioned Fast Times in Tahoe, so we will play that. And the reason we've got Scotty from Elemeno P in is because they are getting back together and playing a few shows.
Yeah, man.
Which we'll discuss after this classic Kiwi
Oh,
tune.
cheers!
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Oh, tune, eh, fellas?
Who's that, man?
Elemeno P. Hey! Speaking of which, we've got Scotty from Elemeno.
Got him!
I got too cocky. Elemeno P with us. Now, Scotty, you fellas are getting together to play a gig with Rhythm and Alps.
Yes.
When did you get back together to start that process?
When they asked us to play.
Right, okay. Which was when?
Yeah, it must have been about. We've got a guy who kind of like will answer the phone for us, and find out if people want us, and then he'll kind of make an offer and take a little bit for doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's
A manager,
it
you
must have
mean?
been a couple of months ago. A booking agent.
Sure, yeah.
And he's very good. But so that one came, and then we had a few. We got a few others, but it's really hard because Gibbo lives in New York and. Getting him back, and he's got 2 young kids.
Does he work with record label or something like that? What's he doing over there? He's a busy boy from the looks.
Busy boy.
He's a busy boy.
About a year ago became the manager of Crowded House.
Ah, right.
Oh, wow.
Beauty.
So he's been doing management for a good number of years. He's probably been in New York about 10 or 12 years, I think.
Right.
And he was working for the Strokes, for the guy who managed the Strokes. So he was an assistant.
Right.
But they moved. And so Gibbo was looking for stuff and did a lot of other stuff. He's very good. He's very good at it. So.
It's really interesting actually for a lot of the bands that we talk to on our show. They're all over the shop in terms of he lives here, they live over there, this person's over in this country. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Well,
it'd be a lot easier if you're all in the same city.
That's Gibbo saying. With Crowded House, like Nick's in Australia, Neil's here. Liam in LA and Elroy's in New York and Mitchell Froome's in France.
Right.
So getting those five people together is pretty difficult.
When he complains about that, being their manager, do you go, oh, yeah, well, the whole of Elemeno P's here in New Zealand, except for you.
Yeah.
And like Gibbo's voice too, it's iconic. It's very distinct.
Yeah.
But also it's almost like a guy talking.
Yeah, well, he's got that talky delivery.
Yeah, so it's very easy to sing along to, which is good.
Yeah, and the simple sort of lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
But, that we thought about trying to get someone to replace him, but no one sounds like him.
They say...
Yeah, you've been constantly trying to get rid of him, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But you guys must find that there is definitely an appetite for you to have gigs, certainly around summertime and touring, because it is an iconic band. It was sort of, I remember... you guys just came out of nowhere, and the quality of those pop songs, like it's they're rockier, but it's pop, unbelievable, and it was just one after the other.
Yeah,
they hold up so well now
because we didn't release the album until after Verona, which was the fourth single. So we had four songs on the radio that got lots of play. Just talking about that first gig, I was driving from my flat in Mount Albert to go play that first gig with Sum 41 at the power station. I was Channel Z, sorry. They played the song, and the guy got to the end of Tahoe, and he goes, I love this song. This is a New Zealand band, brand new, Elemeno P. I liked it so much I'm going to play it again.
Is that right?
And
How
that's
good?
while I was driving to the gig. No bull. And he did that. I don't know who it was now, but but I'm going, wow, that does not happen very often, especially on commercial radio. You just can't. It's a bit of a no-no.
It
was loved. We got lucky.
Yeah, that would have been a massive buzz. But just in terms of you guys getting together again, how was that? How was the melding together? It's been a little while, I imagine.
Yeah,
did you instantly get on the bike again, or was there a few sort of things to iron out?
We did three shows last year over New Year's. We did Dobbin at We played with Dominic Corrigan, and we did our own show. Yeah, headlined at New Year's Eve in Hagley Park, and we did another one. Where was that? Oh, in New Plymouth at the Butlers with Drax Project actually, which was pretty weird. It was fine. So we weren't, but previous to that, we hadn't played for 2 years with COVID and everything else.
Yeah.
So we went on. We went on to did like 12,000 people at Hagley Park with 2 rehearsals and we killed it. So it's still kind of there, and this far down. We do take it seriously. The first rehearsal was always really crap. Yes. Really bad, and we just go, what are we doing? But then we just kind of rally, and the next one's real good, and then we just go, we can do it, or we maybe need to have a couple extra songs and have a go.
What's the song that you start first rehearsal? You're back together again. Do you just whack into Verona? Is that the one you get going with?
Probably one of that Tahoe, or one of the King hits. I mean, there was a stage there. We're just going, if we have to play Tahoe again, sure. It got like that, and a little bit in the middle, but now it's just joyous because we just we're like a pretty reasonable family, and we have funny and jokes and things that we do all the time. It's not as hard as it got in the middle when we had a lot at stake.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that, because that's obviously a result of you guys being really successful, so you have to play Verona, Tahoe, all these songs all the time. Now you might have a few gigs every year, so you're almost fizzed up to play it again.
Oh, of course, and exactly right. And we're so lucky, there's like 12 songs that everyone knows, and there's 3 albums.
Yeah.
And basically a festival set's 50 minutes or something, so you just play the best of the best.
Bangers.
Yeah, how good.
And there's no point in trying to, we've given up. We thought about writing something new or having a go, but what's the point? Because is it going to be as good as those?
Yeah,
and if
exactly.
it's not as good as those, you ruin those.
Yeah.
Right, by trying to do something else.
Absolutely.
But, and we're just too busy, and we've moved a bit.
Well, Scotty from Elemeno P, thanks so much for coming in, mate. Rhythm and Alps, give me the deets there, Keyzie.
Well, it's its 14th year this year. It's the ultimate New Year's festival in the South Island. It's happening in the Cardrona Valley. It runs over 2 days, starts December 30th. If you would like tickets, go to Flickit, Flicket.
You what?
Flickit, like ticket. Like ticket.
Oh, right.
Not like flick it. That's flickit.co.nz. You'll find all the info on tickets there.
I was actually a driver on the very first one of those Rhythm and Alps.
Where?
14 years ago. I was only a young buck then, Jase. 38. Driving rock and roll bands. God, it was a good time. $50 a day.
Wow,
There's always some good van banter, and the drive for the driver, There's always some jokes going down. We can't wait for that. It's going to be so good. We've never done it before. It's going to be awesome.
It is a
And
starter down there.
That venue, I've driven past there at the time when it's set up, not going, but just driving past, and man, beautiful.
Yeah.
Good eating.
Scotty, thanks so much for coming in, mate. All the best with the gigs. And we'll maybe come in again soon when you're doing another gig.
Okay.
Good shit, mate.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yeah, welcome back, you massive backbones. A lot going on after 6 o'clock. We asked the question, are we cool enough or not? We'll find out the results of that.
It was, are we rock and roll, and who is the most rock and roll?
Are we rock and roll, and who is the most rock and roll? And also, what's on the TV with me, Mike Minogue?
Yeah, all that'll be coming up next. And if you want to have your say before we get into it, the Hauraki Big Show Instagram page is there.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike, and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed it is. Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie to take you through the last hour, 6 till 7, because you're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day. Now, the podcast outro bonus material we do outside of the radio show. Got off to a slow start today. It was one of those peculiar moments where we were all kind of lost for words.
We had nothing.
It very much, you guys found your words.
Yes, we did.
And I didn't feature a lot.
No.
It was quite nice. I was just chilling, listening to you guys chat bread.
Sitting back in the pocket, weren't you, Keyzie?
Yeah, man. It was actually really nice. And Jase, you were still banging on about that idea you had for your chode loaf.
Yes.
You were.
I was.
Which, for people who've just joined us, is what? Small bread.
Mini loaves.
Mini loaves for lonely people who are sick of throwing away the bread.
Or the elderly.
Or the elderly.
Or you could just freeze it.
Yes.
That's also an option.
That's an option.
Here's a clip from today's podcast outro. Comes out at 7:30 tonight. This one's entitled Molenberg. I'm a Molenberg guy.
Oh.
Toast.
I find those pieces a bit big for me. They're quite.
They are actually.
They're quite big.
You wouldn't be able
pieces
to
of
get
bread.
through it.
I like this. I like the size of your vogels, Keyzie. What's wrong, man?
You're so pedantic about everything in the entire world. Everything's like 1/8 too big for you.
And as you pointed out there, the old Molenberg bread, it is quite floppy,
It's a
Mogi.
floppy situation.
And
isn't
often you'll get a fold in your Molenberg. You know what I
Yes.
mean? In the corner?
Yes.
You know, that's a
Yes.
bastard to toast.
No, that's true.
Whereas your Vogels is a firmer, stiffer bread.
It is. It's no good for a singer, though.
No.
No good.
No.
Mollyberg's very much a sanger. And we were also talking about how
Good
delicious.
for a singer because it's bigger.
Yeah, and it's the same shape as White Death.
Yes.
Bread.
Yes.
How good is just brand new, nature's fresh, or like a tip top,
Yeah.
fresh white bread, just with some butter on it, bit of peanut butter maybe. It's so good.
So good, isn't
or
it?
with a banger, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
You know
a
what I
bang?
mean? Yeah,
A sausage.
And you chuck it in there,
A
but
hot one.
squirt
You
of
chuck
sauce,
a hot one in it.
some fried onions, beautiful.
You squirt some fried onions on there.
No, you squirt some sauce.
Oh, and then put
bit of
fried
mustard,
onions on it.
fried onions.
That's-
I'm an actual sucker for the old sausage sizzle.
Yeah.
Outside your Bunnings.
You're a
your-
massive sausage.
Sausage
sucker.
sizzle sucker. Oh, what? The podcast outro will be out 7:30 tonight. Search Hauraki Big Show where we get your potties from, and a highlights package will be there as well. Every single day, Pug San puts that together, and we love him for it.
Yeah. Good on you, Pug Son.
Oh, Faith No More.
Oh, great.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
White Stripes there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday evening. Now, by the way, go and check out our Instagram account. We've just released a new video.
We
or
have.
should I say more accurately, Pug San has.
Yeah, this one's entitled Beaver Chat.
Oh,
So if you enjoyed that yesterday, the video is up at Hauraki Big Show on
Yeah.
Instagram.
yeah, good stuff. Speaking of the Instagram, actually, we put something up there for this show. And the question was, are we rock and roll enough, and who's the most rock and roll from recollection? Is that
Sure.
right?
That's right. So
Yes.
earlier in the show, I've been feeling a bit guilty, like we aren't worthy of being on Radio Hauraki.
Like you're a pretender,
Like we
a charlatan.
are pretenders. That's
Yeah.
right. Because we're one of the main shows on a rock and roll station. Are we rock and roll enough? Pug San then chucked a big poll up on our Hauraki Big Show Instagram. Who's the most rock and roll? So you could vote for 3 people there. Anyone want to guess who came in last?
You?
Old Keyzie. 11% of people thought old Keyzie was rock. To be fair, the photo we took,
I haven't even
And
looked at the photo.
it's not Pug San's fault. It's my fault. Mogi's doing his best to look like he's on the front of like a Creed album. Jase, you look like you're the bass guitarist for Green Day.
I look like
Trey
like
Cool.
Robert Smith.
Yeah, you like got a cool pose going. You got the hair going. I didn't realize it. And I'm just sort of standing in the back going with a big grin like a goofball. So I got 11% of the votes. All right, which means
That's pretty good, though,
That's-
man.
yeah, it's more than I
Thanks.
thought.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. That means there's
Even with that caterpillar shirt too.
there's 89% of the vote left. Who do you think was the most rock and roll?
Hoytey J's got to take it out.
What do you think, Jase?
Yeah, probably me.
It was you. 56% of the vote.
Hey,
Oh,
pretty
hey,
good.
yeah, totes, man.
Nice.
See,
you're-
this is what I mean. I just am rock and roll.
Well, can you give me some advice? So, if I was to copy you to be more rock and roll, should I start wearing ladies' hoodies, trucker caps, effing and jeffing more?
Smoking darts.
Punching darts?
Yeah, man.
What else should I do?
To be honest, Keyzie, it's not something that you can fake.
Right.
So you're a bit of a lost cause because you're a lovely fella. You're a bit goofy.
I don't want to be lovely and goofy. I want to be rock and roll.
You know, you're just a nice bloke, and so you don't have the rock and roll gene. Do you think, Mogi?
Look, I think, you've got that Smash Mouth vibe.
Okay, I'm happy with
You know,
that.
the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
You're sort of
Yeah.
like that guy. Or the lead singer of, what's that, Butterfly Baby song?
Oh,
you know?
Crazy Town.
Yeah, Crazy Town. You got that sort of, the music isn't really that rock and roll, but there is a drum kit involved.
Well, like if I was
You
looking
know?
at you and I was trying to guess what sort of music you're into, I'd immediately go Taylor Swift.
Right. You think I'm a Swiftie?
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, this is who's rock and roll out of all of us. You know,
Oh, right.
it's not why is Keyzie not rock and roll.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, what about
Well,
Mike?
no, well, you asked me what you needed to do.
Yeah, and you just told me I look like
That's
a Taylor.
true. That's
Okay.
true. You did ask that.
Yeah, and you haven't actually told me anything. You just said that I
I
can't.
did. I said there's.
You hope you're a lost cause is what he said.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So
Well-
it's good to know.
Well, Mike, you only got 33% of the vote.
Right.
which is 1/3.
Yeah.
And you're 1/3 of our show.
That's true. So I got the right amount.
Yeah, he got the perfect amount.
Which is really annoying, actually.
But was there the generic question, more to the point, are we
Good
rock
question,
and
Jase.
roll?
No, there wasn't. You should berate Pugs for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go in there and deduce him.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and
The
Keyzie.
Colt there on the radio, Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon. But right now it's time for What's on the Telly with Mike Minogue.
Oh, man.
That was good, man.
Yeah, I don't watch anything last. Well, I did, but it was Seinfeld. And I know how you hate that, Jace. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about a movie, The Role of Jenny Penn. I produced a film a couple of 5 years. 5 years ago.
Wow.
Called Coming Home in the Dark. Directed by James Ashcroft. He has just directed his second feature film, in which I had no part.
Sure.
But my wife was the production designer on it. And it's just had its world premiere at the Fantastic Fest over in the States. There, and it stars Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow.
Yes, I remember you talking about it.
And it just won Best Director and Best Actor at that festival for Jeffrey Rush. And Stephen King has tweeted about it. He said, I watched one of the best movies I've seen this year. It's called The Role of Jenny Penn, and I urge you to watch it when it appears in general release. Jeffrey Rush stars with John Lithgow as a geriatric psychopath with an evil hand puppet. Amazing. So that's pretty good. I just wanted to raise that. That'll be coming out probably next year in New Zealand, and it'll be a little beauty.
Interesting that you mentioned Stephen King there, because I follow him on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
And what I love about Stephen King is he's a real Democrat, and he loves trolling all the psychopaths over in America. And it's quite amusing. He'll make a comment about something that, say, Trump or someone says, and then just the vitriol and hate that comes his way. He must love it, I reckon.
Quite eloquent, isn't it? What sort of welcoming them into his trap.
Yes. And I don't know about you guys, but back in the day, actually, because I didn't watch anything last night either, really, mate. I was just sort of browsing. Stephen King was the man in terms of, as a teenager reading books.
Yes.
All his horrors and stuff, Pet Sematary, that kind of thing, Carrie. I love that stuff. And there was always a little bit of eroticism in there too, which for a, vibrant, vigorous teenager
Covered in
was
zits.
just the ticket, Keyzie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. The one thing I would say about it is that he can't write an ending.
No.
And so I stopped reading his books because his endings were an insult to his readers.
Sure.
Absolute abomination. But other than that, great reads.
I was more of a Dr. Seuss guy. There's some eroticism in there.
Sorry, what?
Eroticism.
Eroticism.
Very busy day, Keyzie. Wilbur Smith
you watch?
also I used to read a lot of.
Wilbur! Yeah, very good.
River God, the Egyptian one. Great book by Wilbur Smith.
sorry, I thought
Really
you
good.
were-
Oh,
River
right.
God last
Sorry, I thought
night,
that was
yeah.
a program that you were watching.
No, last night I watched Celebrity Treasure Island.
Oh!
And going into it, my wife's like, I really can't stand this person, and I also really can't stand this person.
Right.
And last night, they were both eliminated.
Wow!
So she's like stoked.
So everybody watched it knows who she hates. Yeah,
That's
good.
right.
Yeah,
But
good.
she just finds certain people very annoying or nasty.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't like them.
Do you think that your wife has a direct line to the producers and she, says, I don't like these two, get rid of them?
Yeah, I mean, it was filmed like 5 months ago or
Yeah,
something.
but she sort of worked in that sort of area, didn't she? So maybe.
Maybe, Jase. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
she was fired by them,
do you
so I'm
think-
not sure if they still would listen to her.
Your wife should be an influencer, Keyzie.
Hey, Keyzie.
Hello.
Was it a good episode, man?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Actually, so they've got this thing that they do where at the end of every episode they need to end with a cliffhanger.
Ah.
And there's one thing they do called a captain's coup. One team gets to pick someone from the other team to go up against the other team's captain,
Yes.
and the winner gets to be the new captain, which means you're immune. However, if the current captain wins, they get an advantage thing.
Uh-huh.
And so, unfortunately, it's massively flawed. The team just goes, are you happy with me being captain? They're all like, yeah. And they're like, okay, cool. I'll win this challenge and just get us an advantage, and you just throw it.
Right.
And so that's what's kind of started happening, which is a bit shit.
That's good,
Yeah,
though,
sounds
isn't it? Hey, you
annoying.
play the rules, man.
Well, those are the rules, isn't it? It's just they'll have to think of something new for next time.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Weezer.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Chemical Brothers here on the radio Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday evening. Now listen, to regular listeners of your show, you'll know we're running this extraordinary competition at the moment with the good bastards from Diamonds on Richmond. And it's basically sort of geared towards anyone that's thinking of bending the knee for that special person in their life, proposing, maybe making a sort of public commitment to each other, that sort of jazz. And we, with regard to that, have a $10,000 engagement ring that you could potentially win.
I can't believe it.
It's incredible, mate.
$10,000. I think. What do you reckon? Is that around about the expectation that people have got when it comes to getting an engagement ring? Because you were saying you spent about that much, Keyzie. Is that about right, man?
Did I?
10 grand, man.
It depends on very much on your situation.
Yeah. What is your situation?
Because I don't want anyone to feel bad if they didn't spend that much on their engagement.
No, that's right.
And in my particular situation, I spent thrice that amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she said no.
Yeah.
And then I went back and added a bit more, and then she said yes.
Yeah.
That's my personal situation. Yeah.
Sure. Speaking of personal situations, we've encouraged people to send in their proposal ideas for us to look over, basically.
Well, that's the thing. If you go to hauraki.co.nz and enter our competition, you could win a $10,000 engagement ring courtesy of Diamonds on Richmond. You just have to tell us how you're planning on proposing.
Yeah.
Here's one. This one's
from Anonymous?
It's from Frank.
Frank Anonymous. Frank
Anonymous.
Yes.
Hey, fellas, allow me to be Frank. Oh, so it is from Anonymous.
But they were being
sorry.
Frank. Yeah.
That's what threw me off. I would take my partner to her favourite place, Whiritoa, which is in Coromandel, I think.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
And do a nice, simple proposal on the beach at sunset.
Oh, really?
Nothing wrong with that. Old schools. It's a lovely spot, for sure.
Yeah.
Would you draw a heart in the sand, Frank?
You could
No,
do.
Anonymous.
Sand Frank.
Is that fun? Is that funny?
No.
Oh. So that's what Anonymous is doing.
That's quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes that's the best.
Yeah.
You can overcomplicate these things, Mogi.
You can.
G'day, fellas. Anonymous here. On our trip to Japan, somehow, someway, it'll probably be slightly spontaneous.
Did you say on the subway?
That would be hot.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Oh, some way. It
But
just sounded
that
like
could-
Subway.
No, absolutely. It could be on the subway, which, of course, Japan is famous for its
Well, you
transit.
could have a subway and then there's an engagement ring hidden in the sandwich.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, having said that, you don't. I mean, it's not that romantic having
wait.
an engagement, having a proposal in Subway.
Well, you're eating a subway.
Well, no. I don't
Mind
think
you,
they'll
then
be...
you could probably still order like a foot long.
Oh, yeah.
well, the issue we've got here is that this
You'd
is
be happy with a 6-inch, though.
Well, you might be. The issue we've got here is this... is a Diamonds on Richmond competition, and now people are going to think it's a subway competition.
No, it's not. Certainly not that. No,
yeah,
no way.
yeah. Because I meant the subway as in like the train in Japan.
Oh, right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you did say Subway.
No, I didn't even say subway. I said some way.
Some way.
Actually, you know what? Who cares about this part of this competition for today? Go to hauraki.co.nz, get yourself in the draw, and if you are thinking on buying an engagement ring, make sure you do it before October 25th.
Oh.
While you're in at Diamonds on Richmond, which is in Ponsonby in Auckland, use the phrase, my wife, and they will pay the GST for you. That is one hell of a saving.
It is a great saving, actually.
And don't
Beautiful.
forget, they make it easy and stress-free to buy an engagement ring. No worries about a high-pressure situation. You don't need to know anything. They'll look after you.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
There you go, you mad bastards. That's your Wednesday show.
Done and dusted.
Yeah.
We're over the hump today, sliding into the weekend. Big fishing trip tomorrow morning for the big show. So an early night for you, Mogi, or are you going to go hard?
Yeah, a little bit of work. It's my wife's last day at her job today, so we'll get something sorted out there and there. Look, it's a Wednesday, man. I'll be doing nothing, let's be honest.
Yeah, nice. Keyzie? Oh, you're playing in your wife's netball side, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm filling in for my wife's indoor netball team. It's her former workmates. They've started an indoor netball team. They were like, oh, Lucy was good at netball, we'll bring her in.
Yeah.
And then they've now gone, oh, we need some more boys, maybe bring old Keyzie in.
Oh.
But then the group chat, they're sending the rules of indoor netball to one another. So they've literally never played before the season.
Right.
So I'm going to find that a wee bit frustrating.
You are.
Do you think that netball's rock and roll?
Probably. Like it gets pretty heated.
Yeah.
We're in the bottom grade of
But you
social
don't
indoor
like it.
netball.
You don't like it when it gets heated, though.
No, I hate it.
Yeah,
I
so
shy
it's
away.
not very rock and roll.
Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, even this confrontation between us right now, I'm shying away from that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'm the same, Keyzie. I don't need, I'm not into confrontations.
No.
And if anyone gets too close, I just smack them.
CP King.
Yeah. Hey, now listen.
It's a throwback.
Hopefully it is going to be a great trip tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
We'll have a bit of snapper to give away on the show, maybe, fellas.
We can't give away snapper.
Can't we? Why not? 9 per person. That's 27.
What's
plus
the
our
logistics?
2 prize winners.
Yeah.
How do we give what are the logistics? How do we get
Bubble wrap envelope.
Yeah, we'll just post it.
How does it stay fresh? I don't think you can post
Just
snapper.
put some ice in there.
All right, you've convinced me. Let's do it.
Yeah, great stuff. Hey, listen, make sure you check out our podcast. Make sure you check out our Instagram account. Yes,
Also,
Keyzie.
check out our YouTube account because Pugsan yesterday put up an outro. An entire outro was filmed for the
Wow.
Paperwork special.
Wow.
So check that out.
See you tomorrow.